when you're only using your conscious brain or your conscious mind and your willpower to do it, like there's depth and there's root behind why you do what you do, the thoughts that you have, the experiences, your thoughts and your emotions. Hey beautiful, welcome to Naturally Empowered Living, your safe space to guiding you on your unapologetic self-awakening journey. This is your weekly sanctuary for waking up from autopilot and transforming the way you approach life through the power of meditation, energetics, and root cause therapy. It is my mission to help you heal unprocessed emotions and release stuck energies by alchemizing your struggle cycles into opportunities for deep self-love, awareness, trust, and connection, to return to your innate essence of being, stepping back into your energy of alignment. Because here, we honor all parts of ourselves, the messy and the magic, the shadows and the light, embodying all parts that make you, you. So if you are ready to get to the root of cultivating real change, get cozy, grab your journal and maybe favorite crystals, and let's discover our power within together. What is up, beautiful? Welcome back to another episode of the Naturally Empowered Living podcast. I hope my voice is going to make it through this episode. I was pretty nervous because this was my only day. I had a lot of recordings today. And of course, I got sick earlier in the week and there was just no way to change. I wasn't going to change things. If I had a voice, I had a voice. We're recording and here we are. So we made it. We're going with it. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Oh, I am really excited, as with every episode, to talk to you today because this is something that I've found the past decade of my life, maybe even longer, but just that awareness within the past decade, really fine-tuning, really paying attention the last few years, let's say. But then throughout my practice too, working with clients, it's just been this common theme, right? That, and let me know if you relate to this, but a lot of times we might feel that we're ready to do something or ready to go full bore ahead or make this change or break this habit or reach this goal. And we still get stuck. We're still not achieving said goal. We're still not being able to either make or break this habit that we want to make or break. And we're just what is going on? You've tried all these different things and you're continuing to seek out the next how-to strategy of hustling harder, of doing better, of better time management, all the structure. And I'll say if you've been with me with this podcast since the beginning, you will know that this podcast used to be about mastering your time management. We talked about mindset, health, and time management habits. That was it, right? So, go back only 3 years. And I was aware of this, this foundational missing step, this missing link, but it just became so clear to me, insert the past couple years of the rebranding and the rebirth of Naturally Empowered Living. Because one of the biggest reasons I blended all these buckets together that I used to talk about, all these different pillars and buckets, I blended them all together and now they're into one. I really speak on one broad umbrella thing because we're missing a big foundational step. And we wonder why and how we are still self-sabotaging. Or maybe we're not even aware that we're self-sabotaging and we're still stuck in that rage of not meeting said goal or making said change. So that foundational step is finding our subconscious blocks. Let's paint a picture. So imagine with me, I'm going to be talking you through this, but I want you to paint this picture in your head that we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Okay, so picture an iceberg, part of it's above water and then part of it's below water. And if you have a hard time picturing this, go ahead and go on Google and type in subconscious iceberg. And I'm sure you will be brought to exactly the diagram that I'm going to be speaking out, asking you to imagine. So our conscious mind is about 10%, if that, of our whole being, of our mind, of everything. Our conscious mind is 10% of us. Even though that's me speaking to you right now, you going through your day to day, that's all conscious stuff. But that's only 10% of who you are, of your soul, of your being, mind, body, system. So in that graphic, okay, that iceberg, what you see above the water, that little tip of the iceberg, that's our conscious mind, okay? And then our unconscious, subconscious mind, and the rest of our body, the functions, your body's running without you being aware of it, right? Your heart's beating, you're breathing, your lungs are pumping, like everything's working, and you don't have to be consciously aware of it. That's 90%. Everything under that water, that huge, ginormous rest of the iceberg, 90% of who we are, what makes up us, of who we are, we have no conscious awareness of it. But we can. I don't want to say like we have no conscious awareness of it. We can go throughout our entire lives without having a conscious awareness of what 90% of who we are. Like how, it just sounds so crazy. Like how can we go through life only using 10% of what makes us who we are? It's mind-boggling. Like that's a possibility. Like that's, yeah. Okay. So the unconscious mind and our body and our behaviors. So our behaviors are in our subconscious. Our emotions are in our subconscious. Our habits, our past experiences that now create our present reality. The anxiety that we struggle with is from a past something. It could be generationally, or it could be something that happened within your life. All of that is packed into that subconscious computer. So if we're trying to make a change or to manifest or to reach a goal, we typically try to do it on a conscious level, using our conscious willpower, being aware of things, or, writing out the vision board, reverse engineering the goal, doing all that strategy-backed stuff, which is all good. I'm not saying it's bad, but if you're stuck, just like pumping your wheels and going through the motions and you're like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this sticking? Why am I still stuck? It's because the conscious willpower doesn't always work. And it's hard. Like it's hard. Of course, it's always going to be hard to break a habit, to make a change. But heaven forbid, when you're only using your conscious brain or your conscious mind and your willpower to do it, like there's depth and there's root behind why you do what you do, the thoughts that you have, the experiences, your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, those struggles that are lurking in your subconscious. So I want to share an example, and I know that I've shared this before on the show, so I just want to kind of stick with the same thing. But if you are consciously trying to lose weight, okay, you might be like, all right, I'm not going to eat the chocolate cake in the fridge that I'm used to doing every night. I'm not going to have that late night snack that I'm used to having before I go to bed. I'm not going to get it in the fridge. I'm not going to get in the pantry. This is it. My conscious willpower, here we are. We're doing it. And what happens in our subconscious mind, if there's more benefits to eating said chocolate cake or having that late night snack, for example, maybe eating that food soothes you. It helps you relax. It helps you find that calm. It regulates your nervous system. Maybe I could just escape for reality for a bit because I'm really overwhelmed. I'm really overstimulated. And this is how I calm down. You maybe receive a little dopamine from that sugar. There's so many unconscious reasons because your body and your subconscious mind, like it wants you to heal, but it wants you to survive, okay? You are here for survival. So it's like a black and white type thing. Like even though, you're trying to lose the weight or to not eat the chocolate cake, your subconscious mind is like, but it makes me feel good, so we're going to do it. And guess what? Your subconscious mind will always win because it takes up it's 90% of who you are. So most likely you will go back to eat that chocolate cake. You will go back, and to the pantry before you go to bed at night. The subconscious mind is so much more of the bulk of our behaviors, our thoughts, our emotions, what makes us who we are. It's made up of our traumas, of our memories, of our experiences. And that's how our behaviors are formed. And of course, our thoughts and habits and everything, that comes with it. So our conscious mind is where we, experience these thoughts, right? Look, the conscious mind is how we're experiencing, okay, these are the thoughts that I'm having right now. Or, here I am actually driving to work. Here you are listening, to this show, hearing my voice. Like you are consciously aware of what you're experiencing within your said reality, perception of reality, okay? There's so much going on down there that we're not even aware of. And that, my friends, is the heart and soul and mission behind Naturally Empowered Living, is to help you connect to your subconscious, to connect to your body, to connect with your emotions and your habit cycles, as well as kind of bringing them in sync and in tune, bringing your conscious awareness in sync with it. I say a lot, like, here I am merging the science with the woo, okay? The science is the conscious subconscious. The woo is you stepping into your energy of alignment and really living out your soul's essence. But like, it's the same thing. And that is like, that's a whole other like background mission, of naturally empowered living is, yes, the core is helping you step into your energy of alignment, to find those blocks, to be able to live in your true self, in your soul's essence. And that's helping you, remove those subconscious blocks, to break free from those, anchors holding you down. Because we all have aspirations, we all have dreams, we all have goals, and we all deserve to reach them. Based on, of course, like your destined path, right? And it's so funny because I just recorded a podcast episode that's going to air the middle of March. And we were talking about, it's funny that we were talking about time management just briefly. And he brought up, he said, how do you, being a spiritual self yourself, how do you blend, having a structured business, but also letting, spirit and like what's meant to be will be, like, how do you merge that, and go with the flow, knowing like, okay, like your plan always isn't the plan, right? And it's so funny because I, kind of brought up like how I used to be so structured and rigid and get upset if I couldn't work during nap time. But that's me. Like that's all me. Here I am. What I learned, that perspective shift was, hey, everything is happening for me. And here it's my job now to stay present in this moment. And okay, maybe later on when I have time to meditate and reflect, I'll ask, okay, why? Like, why did I have to reschedule that podcast episode because my child wouldn't nap or whatever it is, right? But like that sole intention is to be in the present moment and to know and accept and acknowledge and to have that perception that everything is happening for you, and allowing that connection to come in and that message to come in for you to accept it too. You've probably heard me talk about root cause therapy, like, oh my gosh, yeah, last week's episode was all, it was a testimonial episode, having a root cause therapy client of mine on the show sharing about her experience. Oh my gosh, like life-changing, right? I've talked about energy healing. I've talked about instinctive meditation. These are the things that naturally empowered living brings to help you, ways to connect with your body, regulate your nervous system, get to the root of those subconscious blocks, to help release those suppressed or stuck emotions, to release those and process those traumas from your past, to make for lasting, impactful, meaningful change, to help you ultimately step into your energy of alignment and live your destined path of how you're meant to be living, feeling those feelings of peace and presence and confidence and clarity, belief, joy, love, balance. Like I feel like my arms are open right now. My eyes are shut. I'm just like feeling this and radiating this out to you right now. This is how we are all innately meant to be living. And it's my job. I know this is my job to help you come back to that, to step back into your alignment. So if this episode resonated with you at all, if you're like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense. Or if you're done cycling through the same struggle cycles, like book a clarity call with me. Let's chat this out further. Let's actually talk about what you're going through. Let's talk together so I could actually create a customized plan for you. Or if you're ready to dive right in, like book a session, book a root cause therapy session with me, book an energy healing session with me. I'll link that link in the show notes as well. But I would love to talk to you and hear where you are at in this current moment to then help you, take that first step in creating lasting change. Grab both of those links in the show notes. And if this episode resonated with you, I invite you to just sit with it. Like give yourself 5 minutes to just sit and like be. Allow your body to talk to you. Allow your intuition, these downloads to come to you. Because so often we are just so go, and we're working, we're commuting, we're taking care of our kids, we're, doing this, we're on our phones, we're watching our shows, we're doing all these things and even things that we think are there to help us calm down and like regulate and, come back into that parasympathetic state. They're still stimulating us, like to actually just be. How many of us actually do that or know how to do that? I'm looking forward to talking with you. Schedule a free clarity call with me. And until next week, as always, simply be you. You have everything inside of you to learn your energy of alignment and be unapologetic in who you are. I'm sending my love and so much light.
Did you find this episode free or empowering? Please read my review. Tickle, boop.
Thank you for spending the sacred time with me on Naturally Empowered Living. If this episode brought you closer to stepping into your energy of alignment, I'd love for you to leave a written review and share how this show has supported your journey. Your feedback truly lights me up and helps others find the space of transformation. And sharing it with someone who might need it spreads the ripple of healing even further. Be sure to check the show notes for ways to connect with me and explore personalized healing sessions and mentorships to deepen your self-awakening journey. Thank you. I appreciate all you are and all you do.